Hello, citizens, and welcome back. This is our match reaction for Man City 2, Newcastle 0 in the Premier League. So make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well, and let's jump into it. For me, this game was absolutely phenomenal from City. This is the kind of City performance I want to see. It was physical, it was dominant, and it was a solid performance. It was City of the last 2-3 seasons. This is the City we know, and we're getting back to our best now. It really was a good, solid performance right from the beginning. And if you look at that starting 11, it's not far off the best starting 11 we could possibly have. In fact, the only change you could argue with really is probably taking a Kanji out for Stones or Laporte. And then you got your best 11 right there, pretty much. So Pep went with, like I said, a very strong team. You've got Edison in goal. You've got Diaz, Akanji at centre back. You've got Walker on the right, Ake on the left. CDM was Rodri, of course, and then you had Gundogan, De Bruyne in the middle with Foden on the right, Grealish on the left, and Haaland up front on his own. Now, I have said a couple of times this season, in fact, I've said a few times this season, that De Bruyne and Gundogan don't work for me. In fact, I think the first time I said it was the Newcastle game when we drew 3-0 with them at St. James's Park. I said it didn't work, and we got back into that game when he made changes in the second half when he took Gundogan off. And this game, again, I don't think they particularly worked. I think they're getting each other's way. I think they're too similar of a play, and I think we need Bernardo in that middle just to give a bit of energy, just to link the defence up, go backwards a little bit more as well, because he offers a lot more of his game than Gundogan and De Bruyne do. But that being said, the first half, really, there wasn't too many errors from us. I thought we had a solid 45 minutes there. We didn't give them any half chances, really, on Edison. And I think Ake as well, big shout out to Ake because I think he's coming into his own a little bit here. I think he's been phenomenal for us this season. He really has been. He plays centre back or left back. I always think he puts in a solid performance. Today, he's won his headers. He's been physical. He's won his one-on-ones. And that block he made in that first half on, I think it was Longstaff, was absolutely incredible because that's a goal that Longstaff scores that if he gets that on target from there, about, 10 yards out, if that. A great performance from Ake. And he's helped massively at the back as well with Diaz. Proper leader. I didn't think we'd replace Company so soon with someone like him. But what a leader we've got in Diaz. And again today, physical. Always close to his man. Always hugging Wilson. Didn't let him away. And he wound him up a lot as well. He didn't give him any space to work with whatsoever. Phenomenal performance from him. I thought Akanji did well too. He had a couple of moments of his passing. But again, solid at the back. Winning his headers. Tight to his man. Not giving them any space to work with, not letting them run at them. And really, the worst player probably at the back today was Walker on the right-hand side. Yes, he defensively did okay. He got in some crucial touches as well when the crosses were coming in. But his passing was absolutely woeful and put us under too much pressure. Him and Edison, their passing today was bad. But other than that, great from them. I think Rodri's getting back to his best as well. I really do. I think he had a solid performance today. Nothing wrong with him. I think he holds on the ball a bit long sometimes and puts us under needless pressure. But again, he does it so well. The way he hands people off and he just keeps them at bay a little bit while he's got the ball at his feet. In front of him, Gundogan. Look, Gundogan wasn't really in the game in the first half, I suppose. He had a couple of chances to feed Haaland through or give the ball to Grealish on the left-hand side. But when De Bruyne's playing, he kind of takes up the main role and most of the passing goes through De Bruyne, which was a shame today because just as everyone's hitting their form and everyone's hitting their peak performance for the remainder of the season, De Bruyne is starting to go backwards a little bit. Today, he had a bad performance. I still say you can't leave him out of the team, but, today he was bad. There's no way getting around it. And I think he probably put in the worst performance of the team, and rightly so. Pep did hook him in the second half. Ahead of him, I've said it so many times this season. Beginning of the season, we were absolutely flying when Foden was on the right, Grealish on the left, and Haaland in the middle. And today, Foden on the right, Grealish on the left, Haaland in the middle. They were incredible, those three. They really were. I see a lot of hate for Haaland sometimes, even from City fans, where they say he needs to do better. He's not doing his best, City players are not giving him the ball because he's not doing enough. He runs and runs and runs. And when he drops deep, his link-up play is phenomenal. It's so underrated. And I was saying this to someone at half-time at the match. So underrated, his link-up play. It's like FIFA. You pick a direction with the stick, you press A, and he always finds his man, whether he's heading it, chesting it, passing it. He's phenomenal. The thing about Haaland is once he drops deep, there's no one going past him, really. No one takes that gamble. So he's got no real outlet or reason to turn with the ball because he's all alone. He has to go backwards with it. But his link-up play, amazing. And in that second half, when he played that ball, that little tap ball to Bernardo, who took his goal so well, by the way, on the stretch, on his toes, Incredible finish. But that pass to Bernardo, it was wonderful. And like I said, when you go in 1-0 at half-time, brilliant goal by Foden, by the way. He was phenomenal today as well. But went in at half-time, and I'm thinking, right, you just got right out the first 10, 15 minutes because Newcastle will attack. They will make their substitutions, which they did in the second half. They made all 5 of their subs. They're going to bring on pace, and they're going to look to attack it. And we had a little bit of luck when they should have probably done a bit more. And again, they did another air miss when the cross comes in. I don't know if it's from Wilson or Isaac, whoever it was. We had 2 of those in the game. Maybe it was Jordanson. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. But then we break and we get the goal for Bernardo. And from that point on, the boys just took absolute control of the game. They were absolutely incredible. And they were back today because the crowd was so good today from start to finish. Again, I know the City crowd get a lot of hate. The City fans get a lot of, spy online. But they were very good today, the crowd. They were right behind the players from start to finish. Yes, there was a lot of groans when Edison kept kicking the ball out of play or Walker was misplacing his passes. But all in all, I can't really fault them. They really took it to Newcastle, the fans and the players. And you could see that Newcastle absolute bottled today in that second half. Their heads completely went. Grealish got in their heads a little bit. Dan Burn causing problems for no reason whatsoever. Haaland running across the pitch, joining in. Proper City fan Haaland. I'll absolutely love him. And at the end of the game, when Haaland's just kicking the ball off them time and time again, because that happened to right in front of me in the stands, that was kicking the ball against them, win all those corners, and they were just bottling it. Newcastle, their heads were going, they were dropping. Howe was going mental on the touchline. You probably won't see much of that on the highlights or anything, but Howe was losing his head completely on the touchline. He was getting into the fourth official's ear, complaining all the time against Grealish. He squared up to Grealish at one point as well. It's so funny and it's so amazing. I love that part of City. When I saw that against Atletico Madrid last season, the little bit of dark art, a little bit of time wasting, playing them at their own game, getting stuck into them, because we've got stuck into them today. We were absolutely physical and we were dominant when we did it as well. We weren't letting them push us around. We were like, no, we're here to stay. We're back in form. We're the champions and we're going to absolutely dominate you and give you nothing. And I love that about this City team, that we're capable of doing that. We played the best football in the match. We're the most physical in the match. And it's the City, like I said, it's the City of old, and I absolutely loved it. And like I said, the Haaland thing at the end when he was winding Lascelles up, absolutely amazing. It was so funny. I love Haaland so much, and rightly so, the fans were chanting his name. Like I said, what a performance it was today. It really was. And, that's the kind of performance we're going to need going forward. And I'm hesitant to kind of say it, but I want to say that City are looking like their best now. It's been a long time coming this season. We had 4 or 5 months of absolute garbage just for the World Cup and after it. But it seems like the players are hitting their stride at the right time and everyone's hitting peak form at the right time. And I do want to say this is, best we're playing this season at the moment. The last 3 games, starting at Nottingham Forest onward, I think we've been incredible. And if we keep up these performance levels, yes, we're not going to win every game. We're not going to, go unbeaten. We're going to have hiccups. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. The boys are back to the best, and if we carry on playing like this, we're going to pick up a lot of points, and we should be able to push Arsenal at the top of the league playing like this. Because, like I said, it's come at the perfect time for us, and it's coming at the tail end of the Champions League and the FA Cup as well. So, can't argue there. But yeah, great performance from everyone. Wonderful performance. Great 3 points. We put Newcastle in their place a little bit, didn't we? And just a shout out as well for the Newcastle fans, because I thought they were pretty terrible today, to be honest with you. Usually the away fans are louder than the home fans. It's usually how it goes. But yeah, I don't think they turned up behind the team today. I think they're bottling top 4, and I'm enjoying that as well. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. As always, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well, of course. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.